half a day.
Half a day.
Well, I know this sounds kind of a little bit different, but I know we are gathered here today. But in this case, what it is that we're here to recognize, of course, and congratulate, someone who we all know and have served with, worked with, and that, of course, is Mr. Robert Malay, and who is the Deputy Superintendent of Assessment and Accountability. But before we do that, Rob, can you please come up and, of course, bring your family with you? Come on, boys, come on up.
Come on up.
And Mom, you should come here too. And Mr. Fernandez as well.
Mr. Fernandez,
please come. Yes, with your deputies who are here to come and join. Taling, come in. Mr. Anderson, you're going to need to be up here too, so you want to hand that over to somebody else now? Yes. And Billy, you need to be up here too. You're not yet retired, so come on up.
Yes, and also we have Miss Gabriel.
Yes.
What's the point of looking like no one is here?
I know. So we're just going to pretend that everybody else is out there. But, this is, a very nice time, of course, to be here. But it's also a bittersweet, basically, occasion. We've known Rob for what, how many years now? Over 20 years. I can't believe that. And, this legislative resolution that we're giving to you, I want you to know it's Resolution 113-33 LS. And LS means that it was introduced while we were in session. And whenever that happens, then this record, your record, becomes part of our legislative journal. So when your boys and any one of them ever should decide that they want to come back, maybe to teach like their dad, is that, want to know a little bit more about where you were, where you served, and they can actually pull this out in the journal. So it's very significant. And so it's to recognize you and congratulate you on your retirement after 22 years with the government of Guam, and to further extending a warm and sincere Dångkolo Maasi for your dedication, your commitment, and your exemplary service to the people of Guam and the Department of Education, and to further extend best wishes to you and your family in your future endeavors. And then this, of course, speaks to your background, and I don't know if you want us to read it all, but at least we can say that you're affectionately known to us as Rob. We never called you anything else but that, and that's true. So we want to keep this clean for the kids, but there are a lot of nice things that you've done, that you've accomplished in terms of being in the school. You're a mentoring teacher also at the time. You were in several schools. You were at UOG. You're in the Who's Who in America. You're also a nominee for the Teacher of the Year. They're really very nice resume of yourself. So, and I guess this is what really sold you to for you to move, for them to hire you. So we should have changed something here maybe, so that then they would have hired you. But no.
Maybe we shouldn't have placed it.
Yeah, you're right. That's true too. I'm sorry, we're all joking, I know, but you're amongst good friends. But on behalf of the 33rd, of course, Guam Legislature and the people of Guam, and my colleagues who are here, joining us to recognize you and commend you, and I know Dr. Underwood, Senator Underwood, was your boss at one time, and we're happy that she's here, and she, of course, sponsored this, and you have your current boss also is here, and your other colleagues. So on behalf of the 33rd Guam Legislature and the people of Guam, we want to thank you very much for all the work that you've done for our school children and the people of Guam. So please accept this token of appreciation and recognition for all the work that you've done. So, and this, of course, was adopted by the legislature, signed by our Legislative Secretary, Tina Rose Muñoz-Barnes, and myself as the speaker. So, please accept this on behalf of the legislature and the people of Guam. And we're going to but it's not quite over yet because I want you to hear something from your former boss.
Yeah, I know. Well, you know what? It indeed is bitter because, Bob was one of those that I have really relied on, just as now Superintendent Fernandez had relied on him. But you have given Guam quite a bit of service as a teacher, as an administrator, and then as one of the management team members. And we are very sad to see you go along with your family, Sally and the 3 boys. But you know what? I love it. But we're also very happy for you that you will be the superintendent of a school district. So God bless you. We will keep you in our thoughts. Thank you again, Rob, for your service. Is there anything you would like to say, Mr. Superintendent?
I promise real fast. Bob, I just want to wish you the very best. I know our interaction was a lot as it relates to the sports of the schools, but more importantly, working closely with your wife in a lot of the tourism stuff. Like I sent a message to Sally saying we're really going to miss you. You really worked closely with us and sharing a lot of the information that we needed to hear, and working closely with the superintendent and of course the rest of the administrators at DOE. And I think we're just going to miss that because you were really you were really accessible to taking care of our calls and what we needed to do. And I just want to say that he did a very fine job. Thank you.
First of all, I just want to thank Speaker Senator Underwood, Senator Winter Barnes for doing this, except that I think all my deputies are looking and saying, boy, when we step down, we can't wait for all these accolades. I said, this seems like maybe a first, but we have had several opportunities. Our Board of Education did recognize Rob for his service to the department in our last public hearing. I know other colleagues did say the same thing. And so, I think it's very nice to be able to recognize that as we send Rob over to New Hampshire to take on a new challenge. The only thing I want to say is that, and not just with Rob, but with all of my deputies, there is one quality that I hold higher, at the highest of all of qualities when I look for an employee, and I would say it's the word loyalty. And I don't mean loyalty to me, but I mean loyalty to the students. And I think with Rob, he exemplifies that, and I think that's going to be a beacon of his success going forward in New Hampshire and whatever he does. And I also want to just recognize Sally for Melissa, my wife Melissa, and Sally have always kept in touch just over the years, because it's a hard job, and when you're being called upon, especially when you have young kids that you are also in the school system, it takes a lot of time and sacrifice. And I just want to say thank you, Sally. I don't know that Rob could do any of this without your support throughout all those years. So thank you very much to the both of you, your whole family. Thank you.
Rob, it's your turn.
Well, I've got a few pages of notes. No, I'm truly honored and I'm very humbled. I greatly appreciate this recognition, and I am very much humbled by this. And all of Guam, all that Guam has presented to our family has been fantastic over many, many years. We're leaving shortly, and I know that the Guam Department of Education is certainly moving in the right direction. They're heading forward. They're making progress day after day. And it's a true reflection of all the folks that are standing here in the room as well. You were my first principal when I landed here. Way back in the day.
Don't make it so way back.
And Senator Underwood, that's I'm still struggling. I'm so accustomed to calling you Dr. Underwood. I enjoyed working with you and working for you. Collaboratively, we worked on a lot of things. Many people probably don't know this, but there was a time where we were short with school aides up at Machinau when I was a principal there, and Dr. Underwood answered the call and came to serve as a school aide while she was the superintendent of education. And she did that for like an entire week. And she's like, just give me an office when they're not in recess. I'll try to keep my work up. And at the end of the day, I looked at her and she was like, I'm tired. And so, I mean, it's truly appreciated, and you lead by example. Talling, likewise, Talling called me in December of 2011 and said, so what do you think about coming downtown? I was like, give me about 3 weeks to think about it and I'll get back to you. But no, I appreciate the trust and the faith that you have put in me. And boss, you know, honestly, since you've been on board, I've learned a lot. I've grown a lot. You're a wonderful role model and a wonderful mentor, and I think a lot of the folks in the department are learning a great deal from your leadership, so appreciate that. I also wanted to take a little bit of time just to recognize, you know, the sport of rugby, which I've been involved with for many years, has kind of centered a lot of quality values that I hold dear to my heart, and a lot of the young kids who come through the program are learning that as well. But I need to recognize my mentor and my inspiration, Mr. Ross Morrison, who's over there holding the camera for us. For taking the time to take me under his wing and help me grow in that sport and learn a lot of the core values of the game that it teaches young kids today. I really have a whole bunch of people to thank. I mean, I want to thank my parents who 22 years ago when I left said, you're but you know, 22 years ago when I left New Hampshire to come out here, they were like, are you crazy? But they never indicated anything but support for me and for my endeavors and my ambitions. My brother, my sisters, likewise, have been very supportive throughout the years. It's been a great distance between us, and that distance is going to be lessened very soon, you know, in the next 3 weeks or so. I want to thank you three fellas. You guys have been great. You guys have you've taken all of this change very admirably, and you guys are champions, and you're doing a great job of modeling the behaviors that we expect. Daniel, you can do a cartwheel a little later, not now, but a little later. I want to thank my mother-in-law, Kate. She's come all the way up from Sydney, Australia to help us close shop here, and she actually provided me, can I pass this? She provided me with a sure-proof way when we go across the international date line for me to make sure I keep my days of the week straight. She gave me these socks that have the days of the week on it. So I need to say thank you. I had to put those on for you today intentionally. But they say that behind every successful man is a more successful and stronger woman, and I'd be foolish to say that Sally has been behind me. She has been next to me every step of the way. She has been the pillar of strength. She has been my support. And everything that we've been able to accomplish couldn't have been done without the partnership, the love, and the support that Sally has provided throughout the years. And so I'm very grateful and thankful for all that she has provided for me, for our family, as we finish up our days here in Guam and as we move forward. So thank you, Sweetie. But Guam, we're going to miss Guam. We're going to miss Guam tremendously. And the thing we're going to miss the most are the people of Guam. Absolutely second to none. Very warm, very inviting, quick to extend their hospitality and welcome you and make you feel at home. And that's why Guam has been home for such a long time, and it'll always be home in our hearts. So thank you very much. Really appreciate all of the efforts that you've made here today and the recognition.